Welcome back to Factorio SpaceX Extreme. Well, one thing I'll just quickly show you is there we go at virtual. That's virtually at the level that we expect of our blue science. So it's finishing up this quite quickly now. This jumps around. Obviously, if we have a look at that main cell. Well, lots of negative ion ore, but well, let's just put plate in here so you can see where the plate is. So, I mean, the sheer capacity of this remote smelting is just huge. So it's kind of sorting out our problems for us with what we've got. But this guy was sitting there because he had no path, and also up here we have a traffic jam because this one is heading down to the steel here, and as soon as it goes it has no path. So before I build this out, I do think and the situation is back now. So if we have a look at this train, it has no path, and there'll be other trains that are just stopped in the middle with no path. We can't have that. We need to give them a path. So that is what I am going to do. I am going to add an additional pathway here. Now this one is going to need to come down around. Whoops, not like that. Maybe I'll do it in reverse. So, oh, we want to skip. Well, actually, we don't really need that, but we seem to be using it, so I guess we will use it. Let's just clear off stupid trees. So this is where we want to have the alternate exit. So this is just for the trains that get caught when the demand for steel shuts off, as it can sometimes do. And then we have this alternate pathway. And yeah, I am not going to win this race, am I? Of getting all this external smelting built in time for prior to the science completing. Is that because somebody's come on board? We need one of them. And I will slap a signal here. So if they decide, if they get here and decide that there is no requirement to go here, they can wrap round and depart, and that should keep us clear of hold up here, and we should do something similar over here, I guess. But that's not my priority right now. My priority is to bring this one online, and that's now what I shall do. How's that going, by the way? Excellent. And how are we going here? We have, it's dropped to 4.5. That's still reasonable, but I mean 5 was supposed to be where it was at, but we must be running out of iron in the main base again. Never mind, once this is online, everything should be improved, so let us set to that task. I was just going to do this offline because you've probably seen enough of my outposts now, but it is the next thing that we need to do, so let's just get it done. setting. I don't want my robots to be building this. It's interesting, we must have had some red passive providers sitting in the network from building something over here. Some slight excess. That's okay. Whoops. That's what happens if you hold the wrong key down when you are... Whoops, that's not what we want. We need to line these up correctly. And we've gone too far with that one. There. Ah, that's better. I wanted the map to get a little bit smaller. So these sticky keys. And whoops, that's offset. This is actually slightly annoying, having the robots have some excess supply that they can put there. Does that actually help? Perhaps. And there's a bit at the bottom, of course. Of course there is. Yeah, that limits the overrun a little bit. So, that should be all for this one. Let's just tidy up. Map view, as that's a little bit faster. It's actually a lot faster. We can see, which we can't up here. So we might have to run around. We're going to have to run around to put the robo ports down anyway. Before I put the robo ports down, let us get a blueprint. Oops. A blueprint of this. No. Need anymore. Run over to the supply depot, set up our supply order. I think it's all connected down there. Off. Yes, because I've used it already. to build when I ran out of supplies. So 609 electric mining drills and 327 passive providers, even though we've already laid some. I don't know how many it is and I'm not going to count. 124 medium electric poles, even though, well, 120, I know we've laid some. Oh, whoops. And we also need, well, how many robots do we have on us actually? About 100. I think how did I get up there? Let's get about 700 robots as well. There you go. Now let's move this guy. I should be out of the way actually. No, move him a little bit further. There we go, that should be fine. So that should fix up this. No, we need to put our robo ports down. Trying not to destroy any of the ghost. Is that it? Okay. Well, let's grab some more roboports out of the engineering train. We'll probably need more than this here as well. Okay, you can go there. Go there. Alright, so I do actually want that down one. And there'll be some in the middle here that are outside of coverage, probably. It's a very bad place for a yellow box. Let's put it there. I'm just going to expect quite a lot of traffic through this corridor, so a few extras should help. Oh, it's already on its way. Shall we quickly check, see where it's at? Okay, we've got a little bit of a congestion issue here. So, yeah, this is what I was saying before. We can't have, that can't be that sort of signal. It needs to be a chain signal. So it won't stop like this. And we're a pretty long distance away from that. That's probably our supply train. If we come here, yes, let's see what we can do about sorting that out. I just say go to West End, we should join the back of the queue, and then I can run to the front and try and sort out things. By the time we get back, bit of luck, our supply train will have sorted out this new outpost for us. It's kind of funny seeing these huge trains running on rocket fuel, and we're only running on the solid fuel because it was easier for me to get that in the old base, but I probably need to get the old base on rocket fuel. As well, so that my personal trains can run at full 290 odd kilometers per hour and get all the acceleration bonus, etc, etc. So here we are, catching up to this problem. Right. What's this one? Oh, it's the supply train. So it's already been. Okay, let's just switch this one to manual. So this is the problem with just stamping down blueprints. I mean, obviously, oh, it looks like they're going again anyway. Obviously, blueprints work within the parameters of just stamping them down, but when you combine them all, you don't actually know how you ultimately. Is this the one? Yes, it is. You don't know how you're ultimately going to. Let's just take that one out. And this one. Now what I might do is tell my train here go back to auto, because that's going to make it come along here, and when it gets a little bit closer to me, and there's another stop here that I should eliminate. Hopefully it comes straight ahead. No, 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 no. You go on manual. Okay. Yes. The joys of train pathing. Well, while we're here, I can fix this station up. And we can go back to where we were. So let's quickly wipe out this station as part of the end of this episode, and then I'll head back down to finish off our new base. So do you have any cargo? No, you do not. Right. So first thing, let's just pick up this train. Right, that's got rid of the train. Now, what I want to do is, I have taken those guys off already, that's good. What I want to do is tell the robots here to take all this away. And all of this stuff. And so what will happen is the rubbish stop will get activated, and the rubbish train will end up taking most of this stuff away. Although I could actually use some of this track perhaps. There you go, the rubbish train is already here. While these guys are deleting things. The train should stay until it's all gone. So we're just methodically taking down roboports, not so fast that the robots get stuck. What's that? Alright, so how much stuff do we have here? 5, not very much. That's a whole bunch of robots. Well, we don't actually need the rubbish stop anymore either. So let us this time we will pick up the garbage ourselves and scorched earth this place. Which is partly why it was quite nice that we didn't need to carry all the other stuff on ourselves. That's a lot of robots. Are we done? No. Very good. It's all gone. Now, let's get out of here and return to Scavrat. I'm pretty sure that we can just do that. And once we get there, we will lay down the trains, fix up this so that it's a fuel stop. How are we actually going here? Do we have miners everywhere? Not quite. We do have construction bots. Well, we'll sort this out when we get down here. Which will be something that happens in the next episode. So thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.